Hey, can you hear us? Can you see it?
Hey!
Hey. Okay, now we're live. Hey. I waved like a minute ago.
Yeah, it wasn't ready yet. Our the YouTube video I pulled for like our starting soon and our be right back background videos is no longer apparently
Well, maybe it's just off for
up,
today.
and I didn't know that. So
Yeah,
I have
maybe
to.
it's just down for the day for something.
So you're gonna get like a black screen for be right back. But anyway, yay! Happy Father's Day and Happy Pride!
Happy Father's Day and Happy Pride.
Woo!
All right.
Yeah, we're here.
We did it. We made it.
We made it.
We made it.
It's a nice rainy day out.
Sort of.
I mean,
It was raining this
sprinkling.
morning.
Yeah,
It was
it's
really
been
nice.
wet and nice. Yeah. Are you getting ready? Are you getting your ducks in a row?
Yeah, but I forgot to add one. I forgot to add a section that I wanted to, but it's okay.
Well, maybe you can save it for the hangover.
No, I forgot to research it to add it. So
Yeah, no. Do some quick on our quick break. Do a quick Google.
yeah, we'll see.
Space Daddies. Yeah.
All right,
This show's dedicated to all the space daddies out there.
come
All the space mamas, all the space papas, all the space bears,
on.
all the
Yeah,
space twinks,
yeah, we got all the space
all the
ones.
space otters.
Yeah.
And that's the extent of the knowledge that I have.
I was about to say, I want to see how far
That's
this
it.
goes.
That's all I got. I got to otters.
All right. Why? Oh, I need a new iPad.
What's wrong with your iPad?
Or just have them reset it so that I don't have to.
Oh, gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, that's go to an Apple store.
Well, there isn't one anywhere near us.
No. Susanna was shocked when I said there wasn't a Starbucks, Walmart, or McDonald's here. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cosmos with Cosmos. As always, I'm Mike,
I'm Liz.
and Brandon's not here.
No.
He's about to get on a plane. In California, I think.
He's going to be just literally high in the sky.
That'd be great if he was. Like, both high and high. High and high.
And it'd be perfect if this was a high in the sky episode, but it's not a high in the sky episode.
This is not a high in the sky episode. This is Space Gays.
Woo! Happy Pride to all the space gays.
It'd be great if I could say it like a 1950s, like, sci-fi
Oh,
film.
yeah.
Space Gays.
A's.
with like the curved font.
Yeah, that's like
Space
space
gays.
gays.
All right.
Uh-huh.
All right, so in this episode, we basically did this 2 years ago, but we're gonna do it again.
I mean, why not talk? I mean, it's
Every
Pride
time.
Month. Every Pride Month.
Every Pride time, every
Celebrate
Pride,
some way, shape, or form.
And so I would ask you, do you have a drink name? It's been a crazy day, so I don't think either one of us come up with a drink name. So what I came up with, go ahead. No.
No, what did you come up with?
No, yours will be much better.
No,
because
it won't.
mine would actually be the name of the drink.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say continuous love spectrum.
Ooh, I do like that.
And this explains why.
Yeah. The gradient doesn't show up as well on the camera.
I think it shows up really well.
Oh, but see, I really like it in real life.
I mean, it's gorgeous. Yes, it's a gorgeous drink that will get mixed together into just a mud because,
Yeah.
But, let's go with continuous love spectrum for this
All
drink.
right. It's also called a Rainbow Pride.
A Rainbow Pride? Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like...
No, it's a Rainbow Pride. And with continuous love spectrum. And so, I don't know, I think that's great. I think that's the perfect name for it. Continuous love spectrum. I got the same thing. We made four of these.
Continuous love all around.
Yeah. So as you can see, we got four of these guys, and I didn't bring myself a spoon, so I will need your straw to mix mine. But
Okay.
that's okay.
It's my straw.
Yeah. All right.
My precious.
All right. Before we get started, though, well, in this episode, we're going to talk about the contributions that the LGBTQ community has made
Those
to
damn hurricane bringers.
The greatest thing was watching these people. There was some big hurricane that was off the coast of Florida, and they had all these religious people go out, and they were holding on their Bibles, and they were praying that the hurricane would steer away. And that was the only time for like a brief moment I was like, please hit land. Please hit land. But it did go off the sea. It went north. I think it did make landfall, but it wasn't in Florida. But in the meantime, it was just like, yeah, we won. Jesus made it go away.
Oh my gosh. Jack has a strawberry iced tea made with the last of the strawberries from his garden.
Wow.
Of course you have a garden, Jack, and it has strawberries that I bet are delicious.
I bet they're amazing.
I mean, I made a strawberry compote this morning mid-morning for brunch for Father's
It was
Day.
really good.
For the pancakes, because some of those strawberries they were about to go. They were on their last leg. So I was like, I'll make a compote for the pancakes.
It was really good. I don't have to eat until tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so no, it was really good. And it looks like Katie's got a mango sparkling water, which actually sounds really good too.
I don't know. Sparkling water in me is not like sometimes I used to be a big Calistoga sparkling water fan, especially like the black cherry one. When I was younger, but I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm sure it's delicious.
All right.
Anyway, back on track. Quickly getting off the rails. We haven't even said what's in the drink yet. We'll get to that after we tell you about to follow us and all that shit.
All right. Follow us on all the things. Twitter is Drinking Cosmos. Instagram, everything else is Cosmos. Follow us and rate us on all the things. iTunes, Spotify, everything else. Don't forget to join us for the hangover right after this, where we talk about whatever it is we talk about. We'll see what happens.
Gays.
Literally, it says whatevs in the note.
Whatever happens.
Whatever happens. I'm sure politics will show up. As always, go to Etsy and look up Wildixia. IXIA, right? That's what you always...
Wild IXIA.
Okay, yeah. I was trying to remember, does she actually spell wild as well? But
no, because I feel like that's self-explanatory,
Yeah.
But Ixia people could imagine how that's spelled in different ways, so...
But I wanted to spell exactly what you spelled. So, but anyway,
Wild YILD, because now kids these days are throwing all kinds of weird letters into stuff, so it could be wild with a Y, So
or WLD.
All right, quickly off the rails. Let's
go. Check out Ron Proctor at MrProctorShow.com. And if you are in the Council Bluffs area of Iowa, go check out Jack Stone. RollingBluffsPlanetarium.com is the website. Check it out and go let Jack show you.
Roll with him to space.
Oh, well done. Well done.
Here you go, Jack.
Jack's like...
You have been punned by Liz.
Jack's like, yeah, I'll write that down. That's what he'll put in the chat. But then he's like, oh, fuck no. As always, if a dog barks... I missed a whole bullet point. The shot. We recorded some more shots. So...
latest one up. Check it out.
Yeah. Was it shot
It's the
size
Father in honor of Father's Day. Check out the Father of Modern Astronomy.
Came out on Wednesday,
Take a little shot of Copernicus.
There you go. Oh,
Copernicus shooters.
There you go. Ooh, there you go. All right. So every other Wednesday, shot comes out. And as always, got a few rules. Puppy barks, take a drink. Star Wars reference, take a drink. Lord of the Rings reference, take a drink. I didn't have an opportunity to come up with a special rule, so no special rules. Unless you have one.
No. Oh, Ron and Jack are going to the Stars for All conference. That sounds fun.
Yeah, Stars for All is the National Planetarium Conference for everybody out there.
God, are we out of focus again? I swear. Hold on. I gotta get some focus. You know, people on the podcast, they can't see me doing this, so you might as well just continue on.
Okay. All right. So, what's in the drinks? We got to talk about what's in the drinks. So this is our yearly rainbow drink that we make, and it, as far as the alcohols go, it is coconut rum and blue curacao, however you say it, and so the blue curacao is watered down a little bit so that it sits on top of a orange juice coconut rum mix, and on the bottom you have the grenadine to give it that red color and give it that nice gradient that goes from red to blue there. And now you can mix it up. And I will need you to mix my
Watch. Oh, look, it's like Storms on Jupiter, and then and then it turns just to
muddy, which is to be expected. Oh wow, it really does turn muddy. That is.
I feel like this is true unicorn shit.
Oh yeah, well okay.
Oh, this is what you need. You need my straw for. Check out that ASMR.
All right, that's good. Thank you. All right.
Katie wants one next time she visits. All right, well, come on down.
Yeah, you're only, and that's how you make brown. Yep. How's it all mixed?
It's good.
Okay.
It's very tropical. Very tropical.
Oh yeah, well with the coconut rum, yeah, it's definitely gonna be.
I mean, now it looks not great on camera. I shouldn't have mixed it so much.
Looks like chocolate milk.
It looks like chocolate milk, but
with a blue top.
It's tropical chocolate.
Okay, that's not bad. Not bad at all.
All right.
All right. So I've kind of broken this up into, I think, 3 sections. Yeah, 3 sections. And what I do is I have a section, Space Gays, the Trailblazers.
The Trailblazers, okay.
Yes, and then another section I have Space Gays of today.
Oh, okay.
And then Space Gays and honorary member.
Oh, okay. I thought, I guess you can't really do Space Gays of tomorrow necessarily.
No, but this last one to me is an honorary member. Can everybody see that?
No.
Oh, okay.
They just know I'm doing something weird.
All right, so these Trailblazers, we're going to talk about people that have made like significant contributions to astronomy and you know, science really, but really astronomy, and in some cases, you know, gay rights in America. And I'm going to begin with I need to make this bigger. Frank Kameny, who was an astronomer, got his PhD from Harvard in 1956. So, been a minute.
It's been a minute. Just a minute. It's just been a minute.
He studied under Cecile Payne-Gaposchkin, who we have talked about.
Oh, yes. We have a shot episode on her.
We have a shot episode about her. We have mentioned her in various actual podcasts. And so he studied under her. And what he studied were variable stars. And he focused on small, semi-regular yellow stars, like the one that semi-regular, like pulsating stars.
Oh, okay.
And yellow stars would be like our sun.
Like our sun, okay.
Yeah, and a group of stars called RV Tauri stars, which
those are the big ones, right?
Oh,
are those
and
the
I'm
big
not
ones?
sure. And there's a Tauri type of star, but it's different.
Oh,
it's got a different name, and I think that one is the big one.
Is the big one? Okay.
Yeah, T Tauri.
T Tauri, yeah, those ones are.
Those are the big ones.
Those are big ones. Okay.
All right, so he got his degree in 1956. Was PhD from Harvard. He did teach a little bit
Just a
at Georgetown.
Just a smattering of teaching.
Yeah, a smattering of teaching for a very short time down at Georgetown. And then, so roughly a year, and then in 1957, he was hired by the U.S. Army Map Service.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, what's his degree in? Astronomy.
Astronomy.
And the U.S. Army's like, hey, bro.
Yeah, we'll hire you.
You know the space, you know the sky. We
Let
need you to make some maps for us.
Yeah.
You seem like a smart fella.
Yeah.
You want to make some maps for us, bud?
Yeah, so he gets hired by the U.S. Army, and they obviously made maps, and these were high detailed maps, and I loved how one of the sites I read described it as made maps for U.S. imperialism. That was how they described it. I mean, it wasn't far off, but I was like, okay,
yeah,
all right, that works.
Oh gosh, how do you make a? I just don't understand. You know, it's always baffled me how we have people figured out where boundaries are, and everybody's like, yeah, this is where the boundary is. This invisible line nobody can see.
Yeah, well, that's why you got the
I guess there's markers
surveyors
and stuff, but
and
it just seems like so hard to figure out.
Yeah, we need
how to map
thankfully
things.
now GPS you can really just kind of nail all that stuff.
I mean, if you're like, Lewis and Clark or anyway.
Well, his stint with the U.S. Army didn't last long because he was accused of being gay. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Can you imagine?
I had a feeling. I was like, oh no, this isn't going to be good if he's in the Army.
Yes, no. So he was accused of being gay, and apparently the only recourse of being gay back then was he was fired and barred from working any jobs in the federal government. Any jobs.
Any jobs in the federal government.
Yes.
Barred
forever. He actually sued that.
Mm-hmm.
Lost all his cases. It went all the way to the Supreme Court, and he lost that as well. So he was never able to work in the federal government again.
That is... It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
So what does he do? He turns to activism.
Yeah.
It was basically going to be like a big fuck you. And he really wanted to kind of make sure that this never happened again. Mm-hmm. He demanded that President Kennedy, at the time, so early 1960s, end the purging of gay employees in the government, which was known as the Lavender Scare, purging them out. We have lavender out there.
We do have lavender plants in the front yard, and lavender's so relaxing and nice.
Yeah, well, until they're gay lavenders.
I mean, also,
and then they get everybody all uptight.
Lavender isn't very threatening, though, or, like, it doesn't, like, lavender scare.
Yeah, no. No, they're not.
Cottontail slaughter.
Yeah, I don't know where they get lavender from. I'm sure that there's a reason why they said lavender.
Purple's gay.
I've been told that.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. That's like, girls like in blue. You go, okay, you're a lesbian. I mean, that's the same logic to it. Because you like a color. Mm-hmm. All right, but anyway. He organized the first White House protest by gays and lesbians. Ooh. In the Johnson administration. So that was in 1965, I believe. I didn't write it down.
Well, I mean, the 60s are ripe for protests and activism.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He actually successfully fought to remove homosexuality as a mental illness.
Nice.
Yeah, and he also coined gay is good.
Gay is good.
Gay is good.
Gay is good.
He's considered to be one of the most significant figures in American gay rights movement. And he died in 2011 of heart disease at the ripe old age of 86.
Wow.
Yeah. And
that's wild. And did nothing with space.
No, he wanted... but he did. But the thing is, though, is when he was doing stuff, he took meticulous measurements and notes about variable stars and stuff like that. And when he was fired from that data disappeared for a bit, but then it was refound. It was quote unquote rediscovered. And it is the only variable star data that we have from that time period. So he has made a massive contribution, even though basically after 1957 he was not in astronomy because he dedicated his life to activism.
Wow, okay. All right.
So
I retract my statement.
And so
retract it.
So he has made just massive contributions, not only to
space, but to the gays.
To the gays as well. All right. I mean, this episode might actually be over in like 10 minutes. So
well, you know, it is what it is.
All right. So up next, also no longer with us, we have Neil Devine, a trailblazer.
Oh, Neil Devine. Now that sounds, That's
a great name.
That's a great name.
Yeah. He was divine. He was an astrophysicist who made contributions to star formation and interplanetary bodies. So here in our solar system.
Okay.
Yeah. In 1965, when he's getting his first, when he's doing his thesis for his PhD. He created the first numerical model of evolution for helium stars. Now, this was before they were even known to exist. And he makes this numerical model of what these stars should look like and how they should behave and things like that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and so it was years later they actually go, oh yeah, this shit's real. It happens. And I don't know how close his model was to actually describing them, but I'm pretty sure that it did describe some of the characteristics of these helium stars. So
nice.
He did spend most of his career at JPL, and while there he studied the radiation belts around the outer planets.
Okay.
Yeah, like, we have the Van Allen belts around Earth, and so he studied those with, like, Jupiter out to Neptune. He studied the dust environment around Halley's Comet when it came through in 86.
The dust environment.
Well, it happens. It's dusty.
Constantly in a dust environment.
Uh-huh.
Actually, it's more like a fur environment.
A what?
A fur environment.
Oh, okay. All right. He also contributed to the characterization of meteoroids, basically based on their mass and orbital properties. So he definitely. I think he actually is the one who set how you characterize these meteoroids and what kind of families they belong in and things like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like the metal and the.
Well, yeah. I mean that would be.
I guess that's asteroid types. That's
really that's more.
But meteoroids are.
Well, meteoroids, they're just rocks that are
zippity doo dying along.
Pretty much.
Real fucking fast.
But like if you have certain if you have a group that shares orbital elements and characteristics, then they are related to each other.
They're a family.
They are a family.
Oh, family meteoroids.
And so they're a family, but then you have others that might be in a different, have different orbital characteristics. And so, but they're not related.
Yeah.
I mean, related, but extremely distantly.
Right.
And so he came up with those characterizations.
It's just like people.
Yep, exactly. He died in 1994 at the young age of 55.
Oh.
Yeah. He died of AIDS-related complications.
Well, that'll
because
do it.
A certain president of the 80s was an asshole, pretty much.
I mean, which ones weren't? Carter? Not? When was Carter?
Carter was 76 to 80.
Okay.
Reagan was 80 to 88.
I was singling him out as not being an asshole. But.
Oh, got you, yeah. No, it was Reagan refused to
Yeah.
basically acknowledge that AIDS was happening, HIV was happening. It was the gay purge,
Yeah.
the gay pandemic, whatever it is that you want to call it. But then the thing is, if it had affected white kids and white people, Reagan would have lost his mind.
Yeah.
But then you had a little kid who got it through blood transfusions, and Elton John, he wrote the whole "Candle in the Wind" song for him. I can't remember his name. The little kid, he died from HIV, and I don't know. If Reagan and Bush had done more,
Right.
then we wouldn't. It would not. It would have been bad, but it would not have been as bad.
Right. If leaders of a country cared about all of their people, citizens,
Yeah.
and if other people cared about other people.
I mean, and you know what's amazing is these people profess to be Christians and pro-life Christians, but it's only the people that are like them that they care about. And well, I got news for you: gay people are everywhere. So LGBTQ is everywhere, and now that people are starting to feel more comfortable in their skin and to come out, you're going to find that it's really not 4% of the population.
And
it's
guess
actually,
what? They've always been here.
Yeah.
It's always been a thing.
Yeah.
All of it. Everything.
Yeah.
Anything and everything
Ryan
and
White.
all of it.
Ryan White. That is his name. Ryan White.
It's always been a thing.
Yeah. And so, whatever. Continuing on with the Trailblazers, James Pollock.
James Pollock.
Yes. He received a PhD in astronomy from Harvard in 1965.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, just like Frank earlier, but a decade later.
Yeah.
He was the first graduate student of Carl Sagan.
Wow, what the first graduate? Do they only get one graduate student?
No,
at a time?
you get more, but you can have more.
Okay.
But he was the first one that he had. And he actually was very open with Carl Sagan and said he was gay.
Well, I feel like my impression of Carl Sagan is he's like, cool.
Yeah, well, it's going to get better.
Do you want to know how to make the universe?
Well, actually, do you want to know how to make a cosmo? Got to make the universe first. Actually, your opinion of Sagan might get a little bit better now because...
I mean, it was already great. I have no bad opinion of
James Pollock was... his partner was sick and was in the university infirmary or whatever it was. And Pollock can't go see him. He can't do anything with him because they're not married. And, it's all that kind of thing. And this is in the 1960s. So Carl Sagan intervened and went to the university and said, "No, you're gonna let him go see his partner," and they did, and they let him go see it.
Yes.
So that for the 1960s, that is extremely 1960s and 70s, very progressive.
I guess you could say that Sagan was really using his gravity to get shit done.
Even though he didn't study gravity.
Oh God, I'm sorry. Just funny bone you.
No, I was drinking and you just almost made me do a Davison.
Well, it was Davison causing it, so really it's...
Yeah. All right, so he worked with Sagan on studying atmospheres of Venus and Mars, and in 1969 they published what is described as a classic paper.
Classic.
On the energy transfer of atmospheres, so how energy moves around and stuff like that.
Okay.
And so it was a big time deal, and he was part of it. He left Sagan and the universities.
Oh no.
Moved on to NASA Ames.
All right. Okay.
And
all right.
Worked on the Mariner 9, Viking, Voyager, and Galileo missions.
Oh, cool.
And of course Sagan is involved with those as well. So he continues to work with Sagan. In fact, in 1983, Pollock, Sagan, and 3 other astronomers coined the term nuclear winter.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, they had written a paper that modeled the effects of a nuclear war and how all that crap going up, being blown up into the atmosphere would
Which
create
is totally fuck us.
Yeah, and so
Well, block the sunlight. Things are gonna get a little chilly.
it's going to get chilly, nuclear winter, and so he was involved in that paper back in 1983 that coined
Because
that.
it's colder in shadows. This was an inside joke for only us because of watching a ghost show.
Oh, yes. Yes. Okay. All right. Got you. Yeah.
So your device can detect shadows because things are colder in the shadows, so it's going to read a colder temperature. God.
Hey, Puerto Rico. Yeah, I know, right?
Paranormal people. I swear. Anyway, back to the gays.
That's a good hangover window.
Space ghosts, coast to coast.
He helped develop the first model of gas giant formation via core accretion, and there was a paper that described that was published in 1996. Unfortunately, he had died in 1994, and so it was published after he died.
Posthumously.
That word.
Posthumously.
That word. And he died in 1994 of spinal cancer.
Ooh.
He was 55.
Spinal cancer.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing.
Spinal cancer.
I know, it does make you want to touch your back, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's... Oh, man. Man, these two guys, 55. One of AIDS and one of spinal cancer.
Yeah.
Man.
I know, right? Now we come up to Sally Ride.
Woo woo!
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, let's get a woman up in here.
They received their PhD in physics from Stanford in 1978.
Oh, okay.
Sounds...
and Stanford up in my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Northern California, yeah.
And their thesis was on the interaction of X-rays with the interstellar medium. So the astrophysics is really what it is. So I guess Stanford doesn't have like an astrophysics program or something like that, and so it's probably just kind of wrapped up in physics.
Yeah, maybe.
But she got her degree in physics, and that's that's pretty good. To me, that's a real interesting thesis. So
I mean, yeah. Now I'm like, well, it's just, yeah. What happens? What does it do?
Well, I mean, it's gonna hit the boundary.
You're not shooting. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, move on.
All right. They were selected for NASA's astronaut Group 8 in 1983.
Like the 8th group?
The 8th group, yeah. But they call it astronaut Group 8.
Okay.
That's the actual title of it.
I mean, oh, gosh. When did they start doing like the fun names of each mission group? That was for like the.
For like spacecraft, right? It's not.
Well, yeah, because they have each new, like, it seems like they have like a fun, like, dramatic, like, logo patch thing, and then it has like the name of the mission or something.
This is NAG 8. NASA astronaut Group 8.
All right.
Anyway, they flew on the 7th space shuttle mission, which is Challenger.
Uh-huh.
And this was in the 80s. They were the first woman and youngest astronaut to go to space.
Yeah, how old was she?
I don't know. And they had to have been...
I'm sorry. I didn't...
I
realized you were doing it, and then, but I've...
Well, Sally Ride is the first known and only known queer astronaut. And so I don't want to say she.
Okay.
I don't want to say she if that was not how they really thought about themselves. And so when I don't know, I just go with they.
Okay.
And
that makes sense. That makes sense. I didn't realize they were queer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I don't want to mispronoun them, so I'm just going to do a generic pronoun.
Okay.
And I would say they're probably around late 20s, 30s, early 30s when they went up.
Okay.
Like I said, first woman, youngest astronaut
The youngest
to go to space.
Well, not the first woman to go to space.
Okay, U.S.
U.S. woman.
U.S. woman.
The Russian woman.
Yeah, what was her name?
Something Russian that we can't pronounce properly. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, after astronaut life.
After astronaut life.
Yeah, they became a professor of physics at UC San Diego.
Oh, hey.
They worked with lasers, and one of the experiments, which I really want to find out more about. It seems like both of these things these things that they were interested, Sally Ride was interested in. I want to actually find out more about the X-rays at the boundaries of the interstellar medium, and then but also. Sally Ride was working with lasers, and they were bouncing lasers off electron beams. So you're shooting a beam of electrons, and you can actually the laser is going to hit the electrons, and it's going to scatter. It's going to bounce off of it, and so I'm really kind of interested in knowing more about that.
What happens when they scatter?
Well,
I don't even know how to imagine a beam of electrons, so it's hard for me to comprehend when I can't visualize something.
Right.
But
okay. Think of a beam of electrons as, if you got a video game and you have a gun and the gun just constantly shoots. Just think of it shooting out a bunch of little tiny balls that just go straight.
Okay.
Okay. And that's all this gun does.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens that these balls are electrons.
Mm-hmm.
And so off to the side you have laser beam,
mm-hmm.
and you hit and you try to shoot that beam of electron balls.
Mm-hmm.
And so the laser generally is going to pass through and not hit anything. It's going to leave a little laser mark, green laser on the side of the wall. But it will actually impact some of these electrons, and you can have a detector, and it will that detector will. So the laser hits the electron. The electron, its path and energy are changed, and so it's like a collision, and it moves off, and you have a detector that can detect. How it deflected, what kind of energy it has, and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And so Sally Ride was doing some experiments with that.
I didn't know they were so smart. I thought they just went to space. I didn't realize that they did all this astrophysics work. Also, that was your physics moment with Fancy Physics Man.
Yeah, I guess so. Is that like a drinking rule?
No. But we should have a physics moment with Fancy Physics Man more often.
Oh, I don't know about that. But those were our trailblazers. And, there obviously are a lot more than the four that we've talked about. But, these are some of the big ones. And Sally Ride didn't come out queer until on her deathbed. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It was after she died. And her partner... Oh, did I write... Oh, yes. By the way, also, Sally Ride wrote children's books with her partner. I'm going to mess this up.
This is... I wish my mom was on right now because this would bring her joy, this name right now.
Yeah.
But Katie will get it.
Tam O'Shaughnessy.
We had a horse name. We had a horse named Tam.
Yeah, so
that was Tam. Was it? It was like Tamo. It was Tamo. Like, was it not Tamo?
Oh, Tam O something too.
Tam O not Shatner, but
Sally Ride.
No, our horse Tam.
Which
actually was my mom's best friend Sally's horse, technically.
Okay,
Tam O'Shanter. Tam O'Shanter. Tam O'Shanter. I can't say it, but...
Is this like what you do with Tams? Because Tam O'Shaughnessy is O something with as well. Okay. All right. Anyway,
That's funny.
Sally Ride died in 2012 of pancreatic cancer. That's a bad one.
Man.
They were 61, and Tam announced that they were queer, and and so. I'm sure that was with Sally Ride's permission.
Yeah.
But they had a great foundation. I think it was the Sally Ride Foundation or something, and they, help people get into science. In particular,
awesome.
girls.
The horse is based off of a mountain in the North Bay area, Mount Tamopius, or however it's spelled. Katie says, but still Tamo.
Yeah.
And also there were 2 Sallys involved on both sides as well.
I guess so. Yeah.
So.
I don't understand any relation to Jackson.
I don't know. We don't know, Adam.
I've missed that. All right. Cool. So let's get in
the space gays of the past. Now on to
space gays
of today.
Today. These first couple, and I'll run through these quick. These first couple, I am including at the top because they are in the Planetarium field in a way, and so I do want to. I mean, the Planetarium field. So I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say that the percentage of LGBTQ in the planetarium community worldwide is higher than the percentage of LGBTQ in the general population of the world. So
I can see that.
This is why a few years back it was such a important thing for for a certain planetarium organization to change where it was going to hold a conference, which was going to be in Russia. This was after Putin had signed some anti-gay legislation and stuff like that, and so and that was one of the talking points that we had was, hey, look, there's a lot of us. You really need to back off of this.
And they've proven that they will jail anybody from the U.S. for whatever reason, even if it is just the littlest amount of
all right, so
something.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to step on you.
No. I was...
Yeah. Lucianne Walkowitz from Adler.
Hey!
Adler Planetarium in Chicago. They are a non-binary astronomer. They study stellar magnetic activity and its impact on planetary suitability for alien life.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, actually worked for Kepler, the Kepler mission, in studying star spots and their stellar flares to understand the stellar magnetic fields and how they might affect.
Damn, Adler's got
alien
some
life.
fucking professionals there.
They did.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we lost internet for a second, so we'll see.
All right.
There we go.
Anyway, they are the chair of the Large Synoptic Survey Telescope, LSST. They are the chair of the Large Synoptic Survey Telescope Transients and Variable Star Collaboration. So they're active in variable stars and, exoplanets and stuff like that.
Nice.
Rebecca Oppenheimer from American Museum of Natural History. Not
Oppenheimer's an ominous last name to have.
Yeah, I know, right? No. Ooh, I do wonder if they are related. They are not in the planetarium, but they are, they work with the planetarium.
Yeah, the Hayden at AMNH.
Yeah. The Hayden Planetarium at the American Museum of Natural History in New York. They are a transgender astrophysicist and chair in the Department of Astrophysics at AMNH. They're also an adjunct professor at Columbia University's Department of Astronomy. They have published over 100 research and public-oriented science articles. They also co-discovered the first brown dwarf, GAYS 229b.
What?
And they are active in research on exoplanets, white dwarfs, adaptive optics, and coronagraphy. Looking at the corona of the sun.
Not drinking them.
No, though you can't do that. And they are also the principal investigator, or PI, for Project 1640, which is an exoplanet imaging project.
How do these people have so much time, how do they have time to accomplish all these things with their lives? Meanwhile, I'm like, we gotta stay in our fence. We got a few months before winter hits. Like,
I guess they're just better at multitasking. Maybe they don't play video games.
Man.
Damn you, Diablo 4.
Wow. What amazing accomplishments. How fun.
Yeah, and they at least, this is their day job. So, they're able to do this 8-10 hours a day and, have time to do other stuff in the evening. But, this is their day job. And what an amazing job to have.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. Jane Rigby is the Goddard Space at the Goddard Space Flight Center. And they work with black holes and galactic mergers.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, so
yes.
They investigate how black holes and galaxies evolve. They're also a prolific public speaker. Andrew Chow, Chael. I apologize for.
Yeah, I don't think that was near it.
Mispronouncing it. Well, okay, then how would you say it?
Not.
Chael. Andy.
Shale.
He's part of the team that took the picture of the black that black hole picture.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
he helped write the code to coordinate 3 telescopes around the world.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's also a leader.
You don't want to fuck up. You don't want to fuck up any.
No, and he clearly did not
anything
fuck
in that code.
Yeah, he's a leader on the EHT, or Event Horizon Telescope Imaging Working Group. Mm-hmm. So he helped.
That's awesome.
Take all the pictures. All of those guys are from the U.S.
Oh, okay.
These first 4.
All of those people.
Yeah. Nergis Mavalvala. Works at LIGO.
Oh.
From Pakistan.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So pretty sure that Nergis needed to leave Pakistan. But
well, we're more than happy to have him, especially working at LIGO.
Yeah.
Which LIGO detects the gravitational waves.
Yes, it's the laser.
That's up in Kennewick, right? Or up in Washington, right?
They have 2, right? They have the one.
Oh, right.
They have the one in Washington. They have the one in Louisiana.
Right. Okay.
So her research focuses on obviously gravitational waves and quantum measurements, things like that. Part of the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, also known as LIGO, she helped prove Einstein's theory of the existence of gravitational waves in 2016.
Woo!
That was I remember driving to work, listening.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, listening to, because they had it on.
That's all we were talking about in Planetarium.
Yep.
We're getting those the visualization videos of the 2 black holes colliding that caused the event, putting up the simulation, and getting real nerdy for audiences that were just like,
yeah,
cool.
She's won a few awards. 2010, the MacArthur Fellowship Genius Award.
Hello.
That's all you need right there on your resume.
Done. All right.
Genius Award.
Vacation for the rest of your life. What more do you have to do or prove? Why?
The 2013 Joseph F. Keithley Award for Advancement in Measurement Science. So all the work they did with LIGO. And in 2014, National Organization of Gay and Lesbian Scientists and Technical Professionals also no.
Oh no. Some things just don't.
Yeah, there's no need to actually what is it? Anagram everything. You don't need to do that. Noggle stop.
Noggle stop. Nogs stop.
Yeah, NOGLSTP. Look, you don't need to do that. Just have all the words. She was the Noggle Stop Scientist of the Year in 2014.
Noggle stop laughing at it.
No. Noggle stop. Alfredo Carpeniti.
If it's produced as a word, it's an initialism. If it's pronounced as a word, it's an initial. Thank you, Brandon.
Don't you have a plane you
for
need to get on?
correcting our grammar.
Go get on a plane. Alfredo Carpeniti.
Is he Italian? It's a good chance to offend Federico right now.
He did look Italian.
Alfredo Carpeniti.
Now that
it's for you, Federico.
Is offensive. Anyway, they run Pride in STEM. Founder and chair of Pride in STEM. We love you, Federico.
You just blame it on just dumb Americanism.
Yeah, and this last one I included just for the name. I mean, they really are. They really are. You know, an important person in the deal. But I just want to go. I am Groot. It's Paul Groot.
How
from
much
the Netherlands.
Do you think he hates that and gets it all the time, especially from Americans? I mean, how much do you hate it when people are like, "Oh, Michael George?
George Michael?
George Michael, you're..."
Well, you know, you just go,
but, I mean...
I haven't heard that
But
before.
only, he was fine up until...
until Marvel.
Up until that first Guardians of the Galaxy movie came out, and then he was like, God damn it.
Anyway, he's from the Netherlands. He's at Radboud University and LIGO Virgo.
Yes, the riddle me this for Brandon, which I do all the time in my head.
Did you ever get the Riddler?
He's had to have had the Riddler, and if you haven't dressed up as the Riddler for Halloween at least once, disappointed.
All right, he's a professor of astronomy and head of the Department of Astrophysics at Radboud University in the Netherlands. He studies ultra-compact binaries and transient sources. In other words, black holes going around black holes, neutron stars going around neutron stars, things like that, and all of that. And so...
Of course, he was the Riddler in high school, yeah.
And these are the strongest sources of gravitational waves. He is a discoverer of the optical counterparts to gamma ray bursts. So gamma ray bursts.
He discovered?
Yeah, I guess so.
He discovered gamma ray bursts?
No, the optical counterpart. So it was always gamma ray burst, and that was all that we saw. But then there's also flashes and other wavelengths as well, and he discovered it in the optical.
Oh, okay.
And he is part of the LIGO and LIGO Virgo team that is looking for those gravitational waves with laser interferometry. So Virgo, I think, is in Italy. Federico can correct me if I'm wrong, but it is, I believe, in Europe.
Oh, okay.
And in particular, I think it is in Italy, but I might be wrong on that.
Okay.
And Space Gay is an honorary member, and it really is too bad your mom's not here. George Takei.
George Takei!
Yes, and so, near Pisa in Italy. So
he's a pioneering minority gay in space.
Exactly, he really is, and he is. You know, he has quote unquote gone to space aboard the USS Enterprise, and so aboard the Enterprise, and just an amazing story of his life from internment camps,
concentration camps.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are.
American. It's okay to be decayed.
Yeah, to be, as a young kid thrown into an internment camp because he was Japanese and they had attacked Pearl Harbor. then to come into our lives as part of the Star Trek crew, and never and reading how if they had a Star Trek party, he would show up and always with his guy, but it would be, oh, this is my friend, and so this is my plus one I'm just bringing, and but in the 70s it was pretty much well known that he was gay, and he didn't hide it, and now he's happily married, and has done a lot with really not so much with space, but at least trying to advance LGBTQ rights, and plays and all this kind of stuff, and how did he describe it? So Arnold Schwarzenegger signs Prop 8, banning. That's really cool.
I think I remember him telling me about it.
So Arnold Schwarzenegger signs the law in California that bans gay marriage, bans marriage equality.
Way to go, Arnie.
Yeah, and what is crazy is Arnold Schwarzenegger is a moderate now in the Republican Party, but whatever.
Well, a lot of that funding for that Prop 8 or whatever it was from the Mormon Church.
Yeah.
They put a lot of funding into it, and
they were the biggest.
Actually, was a big contributor to getting it passed, which was shocking. I was like, "It's California. What's happening?"
Yeah, they were the biggest contributor, and so he basically comes out in a magazine article, and he described it as saying that it's not like he actually. It wasn't like walking through a door, kind of coming out. It was going on this really long walk that you're going on through life, and so coming out he's trying to say coming out is a long process, especially for somebody from the 60s and 40s when he was born,
and in the public eye
and so it was it's. That's why I just wanted to include him as an honorary member, even though he's never done anything with astronomy or anything like that. Though he was there when they named the first space shuttle, the Enterprise. Yep, he was there with a very 1970s leather jacket draped over his shoulders, as one was prone to do. God damn it! I didn't ask my parents for that. To get me that picture of the felt.
Oh, yes, felt being. And Federico would like to add Adrian Fertade. I'm sorry. I try. Actually, I was actually trying. Possibly one of the most important Italian YouTubers for Astro stuff. 500,000 subscribers.
Non-binary.
Tell her to like our stuff. Non-binary and LGBTQ plus activist. That's awesome.
I think Federico sent me a link to one of their YouTube, but it was all in Italian, so I didn't understand it. So I didn't know what it was.
Subtitles on YouTube.
Oh, I probably could have, but to be honest, it was in the middle of work. So I'm like, I'll come back to it.
Well, Federico, I'll get you to not work.
Federico's the only one. He gets me out of work.
Good plug, Federico, because, I think that, with how stupid all this, social media and everything is just now totally embedded and interwoven into our lives for the good and for the worst. It's important to have then the counter to all of the other bullshit on the internet, but people that are helping to promote not only science literacy and science stuff and make it palatable and relatable and interesting to people who aren't nerdy about it like we are or something like that, but then to promote these social issues. The cultural influencers. Yeah, we're big cultural influencers here on Cosmos with Cosmos as we
Yeah.
promote day drinking. But you can drink whatever you want. You can drink water, you can drink tea, you can drink mango, sparkling
Now
water.
you tell me that. No,
We can.
we
We
have
got
to.
shit to do. No, we can.
We have to.
No, there's been a few waters and
I-
whatnots on the show before.
You know what? I cannot wait until the day where this is what is written. If I can, I would add Adrian Fart.
That I just did her.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I know. I'm gonna change it. How do you pronounce? How did you pronounce the last name?
I don't know.
Fartade.
Fartade.
Fartade. If I can, I would add Adrian Fartade, possibly the one of the most important Italian YouTubers for Astro stuff. End of sentence. I can't wait for that day, where there is no.
We don't have to have activism for the
Well,
rest
no,
of it.
no, where you don't have to have
The rest of it?
non-binary or LGBTQ to describe the person. And so, it was. For everybody that's LGBTQ plus, it seems like that is what defines them, and not everything else. That's only one part of who they are. And what they are fathers, they're mothers, they're dentists, they're doctors, they pick up your trash, they are your entertainers, they work in planetarium fields and things like that. That's who they are. It just so happens they have this other facet that is,
Irrelevant
lesbian or gay. It's completely irrelevant to who they are. It's only relevant. It's only relevant into who they love, and that doesn't affect you. It has nothing to do with you. It's not like we go, oh, they're straight. And that's all we say about them, Yeah. And so it's, I cannot wait until the day where we don't have to worry about LGBTQ as being how you define something. Somebody, we're gonna need to turn on lights.
I know, it's getting darker. The clouds are rolling. I know, I was looking at that. I was like, oh, yeah, it's getting a little dark in here. Well, we're going to go to the hangover anyway, even though the Be Right Back video that's going to play for those watching on the live show here will just be nothing because the video isn't up. So,
yeah, so
just a warning for that.
We'll try to make this as fast as we can.
But in the meantime, I'm going to give a little editing pause for you to take us out. Ready and...
Thanks for joining us on Cosmos with Cosmos, where we talk about space gays. Join us in a couple of weeks, where we will have another episode of High in the Sky. Yes, indeed. Taking a look at what is up in July.
Woo!
Yep, so that'll be in 2 weeks. Until then, follow us on all the things. Check out the shot. Stay safe. Stay healthy, and enjoy life. Yeah. And cheers, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
We'll see you in 2 weeks. And if you're with us now live, stick around for the hangover, which we'll be right back with. But here again is just blackness on the Be Right Back screen because we don't have the video, because I didn't check that it was working beforehand, because it's never not worked before. So be right back. wrong one. No one can hear me. It's the wrong one. Ah, this is the one I want. This is the scene I want. I don't know why it does that. I gotta fix it.
Right on my face,
I know. It gives you like a little like clown nose.
What does Brandon talk about?
He's just, he's got a galactic whiskey on that flight.
Well, we don't have whiskey, but I mean, it looks like whiskey.
I was gonna. He packed his bag late night.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome to the Hangover. Well, where whatever's gonna happen.
What
Who knows?
The whatevs.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
What did I have?
I don't know. It's like a crumb.
I had a crumb?
No, yeah, like a crumb of
I
something.
haven't eaten in like forever. All right, I don't really have anything necessarily specific. I do have like some like people who have contributed to just science in general.
Oh yeah, you are, Katie. Katie says she's due for a Lord of the Rings rewatch.
Oh, we are. We are. Oh, it's Father's Day. I can
You
say.
wanted to watch a Star Trek movie.
Yeah, but I didn't think Lord of the Rings. So, I mean, I know that I say this all the time, but representation matters.
No, I've never heard you
Yeah.
say that at all.
But what about second rewatch? Take a drink.
Oh, that was all grenadine.
You gotta stir it first.
Yeah, but I don't want it to look like shit on camera again.
So basically, you just had sugar. Mm-hmm. Red sugar. So representation matters, and that's why it is so important for these trailblazers, and so important for these just a few people that I talked about today to be seen and to be visible, especially now with the war that is going on LGBTQ, in particular trans. Kids and even adults at this point.
Well, that seems to be the kind of the progression. It's like, interracial, the gays, and then now it's like, well, we've lost the gays to the gays, obviously. So then it's like, trans, we can't change our vocabulary and grammar.
Yeah.
Like, there's like a group until they realize they can't win that fight of hate because they just can't. And so then it's like, all right, who's next that we can,
Yeah, but I mean,
who's next in line?
But there's still a lot of, discrimination.
Oh, well,
and
yes,
stuff.
of course, yes.
But I think the problem is, at least in this country, I can't speak for other countries, but for this country, at least for the United States, the far right, and I'm gonna say these are far right people. Mm-hmm. They're not even going to be mainstream Republicans. These are far right. Mm-hmm. They are vocal as fuck, and they are emboldened by a Supreme Court majority that has gotten rid of a woman's right to choose, and now they feel like they can go after. Oh, and then you also have certain politicians that allow these people to spout their bullshit. Mm-hmm. And so now I saw this after September 11th, where especially people on the right try to one up everybody else with their, see, I'm further to the right. And that's now what I'm seeing with all this, like with LGBTQ rights and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
where
it's a weird political testosterone.
They really try to one up everybody else.
Everybody's hate. Oh, you hate. We can hate better. We can hate. Look at our hate.
It's a race to the bottom of hatred, is what it is. And they're going after trans. First, it was, hey, we can't have we can't have biological boys playing with girls in sports. We got to protect the
It's
got to
not
protect
fair.
the women.
Those girls are so weak. They'll never win against the biological boys.
We gotta protect the women in sports, as if these people even watch women's sports of any kind. But anyway, and so then it was okay. We gotta protect a parent's right to choose what they want to do with their kid. So their kid goes, okay, I feel like I am not right in my body, and I want to transition. And the parents, being good parents, they're like, okay, we're going to support you in this, and they start working on it. And now the governments are like, no, you're not good parents.
Oh no.
Yeah, we're going to now take your kid from you. And that type of thing. But not only it hasn't stopped with kids now. It is, I think, DeSantis in Florida is like, even with adults, they're limiting things. Mm-hmm. It's just bullshit. Mm-hmm. It's just bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Federico said he had a welcome cultural shock in Berlin, a Pride Month supporting banner out of a Christian Lutheran church.
Oh, nice. Nice. That's good. There are... churches where you'll see, hey, everybody's welcome, mm-hmm. and they're talking.
In fact, there's one
here
in Oak Ridge downtown. They have it just like everybody, and they list everything from Muslim to gay to woman to whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean.
But then there's the news in what was it? You're very heavy on your hand banging on the chair, by the way. I don't know how much the microphone is picking it up.
As you pour drinks into your...
Yeah, but you're like... Yeah. What, it was an Episcopal... Southern Baptists. How they, kicked out 2 churches for having female ministers or...
Yeah, it was 2 or 3 churches they kicked
whatever.
Out. And one of them was...
Can't be led by the Lord and vagina.
No, the vagina's got to be left out. And one of them was Rick Warren's... church, and Rick Warren is big in evangelical circles. He wrote some book that that they all love, and he made the plea of don't kick us out of the Southern Baptist congregation or whatever they call themselves, but they voted to kick him out. And what is amazing in all this is there are women that are voting for this, and so I don't understand.
I don't know. There's, there's a lot of women that have been under this, it's basically a patriarchal psychological abuse, for...
Was it Stockholm? Was it Stockholm
where,
effect?
Women just they don't see that they are worth more, and they can be more, they just don't... They don't accept it or want to accept it or believe it or whatever. And so they feel safer sticking with the prescribed rules for women, purpose for women and whatever, But then you have batshit psychos like Marjorie Taylor Greene and whatever, that's they know what they're doing, and it's for money, power, and fame is what it's for. Yeah. So that's all just a gimmick and a game is, I'm going to be a psychotic bitch just because it's getting me screen time and making a name for myself. So they're playing a kind of a... they're playing the system in a way that is a hindrance to other women, but sometimes women gotta do what they gotta do to make their path in the world, and they just chose a shitty one.
Yeah.
They chose to be shitty about it.
I would like to see AOC go after Marjorie Taylor Greene.
She chose a good path.
The thing is, though, I'm going to be honest. At this point in the game, if certain people are going to be bullies, you need to have a bully stand up to them. And I think that the progressives need to find a bully that just goes, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about me, and just go after these people relentlessly. And, call them what they are, which are bigots, and just continually just beat them on the head constantly
You know,
with
I
it.
just had a thought, which could not be great, everybody. It's not always good when I have a thought.
It's always good.
But okay, so it's the whole thing is like, you know, humans were made in the image, man was made or whatever in the image of God, but then they're like everybody was made in the image of God. So that means God. So being this omnipotent being, it is everything and nothing all at once. So that means God is gay and straight and cis and trans and black and white and everything in between.
Yeah, they don't want that though. Yeah, no, they don't want that. They want God is straight.
Oh yes, God
But-
is a straight
Okay.
white man
Exactly.
that looks like some California surfer.
Yeah,
With
you
brown
know,
hair.
here's my question. So if there's God, is there no? How can God be straight if there's no like woman God with him, hanging out with him? I
He
mean,
just poops those children out. Just poops the humans out. Just poop. That's how he makes everything. He just poops them out.
well,
Trees, badgers,
I mean, they like to say didn't he like craft them
or clay.
craft out of
I guess
clay
the clay is
and-
his poop, and then he made things out of the clay. He's got to get the clay from somewhere. You can't
Or-
have something come from nothing, or can you?
Or stick with me, God doesn't exist.
What?
Doesn't exist. That's just my opinion.
Anyway,
Everybody's got them.
but you know what? 100% does exist. LGBTQ plus people.
Oh yeah.
A 100% verified fact does exist, is a thing, isn't a lifestyle choice, is just what it is. That the people are born certain different ways.
And you want to know some statistics on it?
Yeah.
From the Royal Astronomical Society survey of some year.
Of some year. Okay.
1,000 plus were surveyed.
Okay, so
Over 1,000.
is that a good?
No, that's good.
It's a good sample size.
That's a good sample
okay.
size. 7% refuse to answer.
Whoa.
Mark them up as gay. They just don't want to, you know.
Is it
I mean-
anonymous though, or
Oh
could
yeah,
they
it's
find
gonna
out?
be anonymous. I mean,
Okay.
this is anonymous. This
Alright.
this is the only way you can get good data.
Oh right, yeah. Well, obviously.
Which
yeah.
I think it's funny. 7%. This is anonymous. I refuse to answer. I'm not gonna answer this. Okay, well then
Then you might as well be like, I won't participate in your survey.
either you are like so far in the closet
Mm-hmm.
and you're just so scared to come out. Yeah, to me that's the only answer.
Okay.
And so you can add 7% to whatever these
Whichever
numbers
one.
are.
All right.
So of the 1,000, 4% were gay men, and I can't think now. 10.
You can do it. You're the math guy. You do the math. You can math
So
it.
that's 40 guys.
Ah, mathematical. Well done.
Mathematical.
That's 40 guys.
40 guys.
That's 40.
30 guys, or guys being very is
An
just
all-inclusive
generic, all-encompassing
term.
term.
Yeah, I know.
So
People are trying to, I guess, cancel the use of guys as like a thing. But I'm like, guys, I like saying it. I don't know. Just
3% were bisexual, which is lower than I thought it would be. 0.2%, much lower than I thought it'd be, were lesbian.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Royal Astronomical Society is made up of 77.5% men, 21.3% women. Okay, so
I mean, yeah. Okay.
let me do some math here. That means 1.2% are non-binary because I guess this was a very binary thing. 77.5 and 21.3 do not equal 100%.
Oh.
So that's where I get the 1.2 from.
Okay. Okay.
In the Royal Astronomical Society, 84% are straight. In the UK in general,
Okay.
93.5% is straight. In the U.S., 4.5% is LGBTQ plus, which is a number that I have heard for like the longest time. I bet you that is probably closer to 10%. That is in some form.
I mean, it's like how when for autism, it's like once more research started being done and more cases of autism, once autism started to be identified in its various degrees, then, more kids started to be diagnosed with autism because we knew more about it, but because then it caused the percentage to go up and everybody had to find something to blame, like something's causing it. It's like, no, we're just understanding what autism is.
Right.
Like, it's just, this has been a thing. No one knew what it was until more data started being collected and more kids were being studied and they were figuring more things out. Like, so obviously once, things are made safe and more open and more understanding and more people feel comfortable to be who they are, then the numbers should go up because, you're getting that data. And then you reach a point where then you get like the actual kind of thing.
Then you get the actual number.
But I mean, when you don't.
Yeah, and that's why representation matters. If people need to see themselves, as much as I hate people, just in general, I do want to see myself.
It's just like masses of people.
Yeah.
It's the concept of humanity.
I do want to see myself in other people. I want to see it represented, whether it's in movies or TV or whatever. And it's just so that, we do all this light stuff and now it's clear outside. It just makes you feel like you're not alone.
Right. Like I would rather see myself represented by Xena, Warrior Princess, than Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Exactly, yeah. I know, right? And so that's why Hollywood needs to get it right, because that is how a lot of us are going to see ourselves, whether it's in a TV show or movie, whatever. And they don't need to make LGBTQ characters over the top, overly flamboyant, when that's not exactly who we are. And I mean,
normal people.
Some are, but just like some, straight people are over the top and ridiculous, and so we all just need to see who ourselves.
And straight people, when they're over the top and ridiculous, is more in an annoying way rather than like a fun way.
Oh yeah, I mean, drag queens are the greatest.
I mean, yeah.
and I it's so the argument is we can't have men dressing as women because I don't know.
I wish more straight dudes did dress as women, because then you'd be like, see, this is why we don't want to wear fucking heels all the time. Or do you understand how long it takes to get ready now for an event? Just a little bit of walk in our shoes a little bit. So maybe you'd understand and put on some Spanx. I don't know. See what that's like. Just a little.
I'm with you. I'm on your side, right? You know that, right? All right. So where does it... Okay. If men can't dress as women
can't dress as men. What happens with pants then? Are jeans a man's piece of clothing? Are we going to go back to that mentality in the 19 whatevers? How long do dresses have to be?
Jesus is wearing a damn dress. It's not like Jesus is wearing...
That is a robe, sir. It is a robe. Robes are manly. Ask all the kings.
Okay. Okay. Then no, Jesus wore a dress. He wore a dress.
Anything that doesn't close on the bottom is a dress.
It's a dress.
But if it's still above your knees, then it's a skirt. But if it's a one piece, then it's a dress as well.
Okay, Jesus wore all that. He wore that, whatever. That's what I see in the pictures.
Yeah, but who cares? It's not like people
apparently
are just walking around naked, But even maybe everybody should just walk around naked so we can desensitize to human bodies and stop making every human body just immediately sexual. and just have it be human bodies.
Yeah, but the thing is that's what I mean. This is over. I don't understand why what people wear is so important to certain people, but it clearly is.
I don't know.
Just the whole thing about you can't have men.
If a dude's wearing fake eyelashes, who cares? Why don't we talk about the kid walking in with a gun and shooting up a school? Like, that's actually harming people versus a person who was born with a penis wearing high heels, fake eyelashes, and a wig. I mean, come on.
Like, a long time ago, didn't men wear really high heels?
Well, they had platforms. They were platforms, yeah. Yeah. They had like a chunky heel. Yeah, but also let's talk about powdered wigs. Powdered. Why are the wigs white? First of all,
powder. I think it's keeps the lights out.
Oh God, what a time! Tights. The pants that just went to the knees with the ruffles, and then he had the tights under it, and then he had these leather shoes with a big buckle on them, with heels, with a little heel to it. Yeah.
No, they dressed crazy.
What about the little night gowns with a little hat?
What's that hat for?
That hat does not stay on while sleeping. Is that just like a Disney made up by Disney cartoons?
Oh, it probably is. It probably completely is. Who's the dude who wrote The Night Before Christmas?
Tim.
No, from the 1800s.
Oh, you mean
that poem.
Oh, Night Before Christmas. Night Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
My brain inserted the nightmare part. The mayor part. Night Before Christmas. The children were sleeping.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Men wearing robes might frighten me.
Because usually they're a priest.
Yes.
Yeah, well, always run from a priest.
Always.
If you have the option, you might as well just run.
Yeah, I know, right? And
anybody coming at you with any kind of religion, just run away.
Okay, here's the thing, though. If certain people are gonna say all gay people
are pedophiles. All priests are pedophiles.
Then all priests are pedophiles.
But the statistics show that a good chunk of priests are actually pedophiles.
Yeah.
The statistics don't show that chunk the other way around.
No. No, but this is such a culture war argument that, hey, this is skimming, this is cherry picking data.
You know what? Here's what it is. I think that the vocal, it's basically a lot of straight white men that are up in arms, figuratively and literally, about this, and it's probably because a good chunk of them are closeted and also want to be wearing women's clothes.
It's funny how the most vehemently anti-gay people are eventually come out. They get caught in something. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that guy. Like a Secretary of State or something in like Mississippi or Alabama or something like that, or Kentucky. He just so anti-gay, but then sending all these messages to this
I was just
kid
complimenting him. Okay.
Yeah. Well, some of that looked like he was more than a compliment.
Or maybe a lot of them just have mommy issues. Like they're terrified of their mom, and I don't know why, but drag queens remind them of their mom. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. First of all, the drag kings kick ass. These women dressing up. Like, we watched the show had some drag king on it, and I was like, damn, she could really do.
It was that dinner thing. Bring me to dinner or something.
I was thinking of a different, but they do a good job too. But then I'm like, you know what? I just want to be made up like a drag queen, like just to see what that would look like, because that would just be my femininity taken way further than I would ever take it. So I would find that fun.
Well,
I don't get it. Yeah, I don't
Halloween's
get
coming
it.
up.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, look, we're all human people. We're all the same shit. Why do we hate each other so much? For no real reason
Well,
whatsoever.
they just find it quote unquote unnatural, and
What
that
is
scares them.
natural? Have you guys seen
Well-
the majority of insects? They're fucked up.
But no, what their whole thing is that you can't have two guys can't make a
not?
baby. But
Have you seen other animals?
No, but they can't make a baby, and that is what defines natural to them. Which Harvey Milk was. Well, we'll just keep trying. Which was just a great response to that.
A lot of women can't make a baby for whatever reason because they don't want to. They can't, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I know, right? The irony in this is they're going to say that we're coming at this from a really insane position, but we are coming at it from a sane position.
How many times, I want to ask these people, how many times they've had sex to purposely make a baby? Is every time they're having sex to purposely make a baby? Because I'm going to guess 99.9% of the times they don't want to make a baby out of it.
No. And, yeah. You know. And the thing is that like they will use. It boils down to control.
Oh well.
That's really all it is. Is they want to control anything that's not like them. Yeah. And so
they don't understand or they don't.
And for an LGBTQ person to come out of the closet, just for me. By definition, is a big fuck you to society. Whereas I'm going to be myself. I'm going to be who I authentically am, and this is who I am. And you don't have to like it because I don't give a shit anymore. I have to do this for myself, and these people cannot stand that because society has to look a certain way. Everybody, it's like North Korean society. There's only 3 haircuts you can get if you're a guy, and like 5 if you're a woman. You all have to dress the same, and you all have to bow to some dead man's statue.
The more individualism you have, the more
individualism
resistance to power there could be, the more, just like the book burning and all that, and the censorship. It's like more education and information people have. It's shown throughout history, people start to expand their minds and protest and go, wait a minute, something's not right. This isn't right.
Yeah, and what's ironic about the U.S. is that a lot of these people tend to be on the right side of the spectrum, which really firmly, to me, believes in rugged individualism, or just individualism.
Yeah.
And which
too much individualism, but ironically, not enough individualism.
Yeah.
True individualism.
And so when somebody actually is an individual, they lose their mind on it.
They don't like it. They do not like it.
So individualism on the right is just it's just a buzzword that means nothing. It really means nothing.
Elliot Federico, you should always be yourself. Unless you're an asshole, one-minded bigot. In that case, you are welcome to change. Yes, you're welcome to change.
Please change.
Yeah.
Please change.
I mean, the bigotry serves nobody. It doesn't even serve yourself. It serves nobody. It doesn't help anything or anybody.
I would love for some of these people. Okay, so this will never happen, but there was a guy down the street, down the hill, who has here in Oak Ridge, who has a Trump flag outside of his house. He and there's like, I don't know, a teenage kid or something that is always out there on the weekends just flying that flag, very happily flying it. I mean, like, we'll kind of dance around and stuff like that, and whatever. But I really want to just sit down with them and try to understand why they think the way they do, and then hopefully they can get something from me out of it as well. realizing that there's no way we're going to change anybody's opinions. It's just not going to happen. But I do want to understand where this kid is coming from and why is he enthusiastically flying a flag. And there are some and we noticed this last week when Trump was indicted again. It's like
mom's coming in at the tail end.
I just want to understand. Okay, so we saw this. They would get into their little ATV with the Trump flag on the back of it and just drive up and down streets, so people could see that, hey, I'm still a Trump supporter, even though he's been indicted again on 37 counts.
Right.
And
oh yeah. Yay.
I do want to understand that, but I also would love for like a religious person to sit down with gay people, LGBTQ people, and just hear them out. And my hope is that they will change, but they will change their opinion and soften their opinion, and not be such an asshole about it. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it is about who we love and who we want to be with. Just like for any straight person, it is about who they love, who they want to spend the rest of their lives with, to be blunt and honest, who they want to have sex with, and that's what it boils down to.
How they want to dress,
how they want to be,
they identify as.
And that's all that matters. This is that these people are trying to be themselves.
Yeah.
And you have another group of people that just can't have that happen for some reason. And it doesn't even affect them.
It affects nothing. It affects no one but the individual who's just trying to be themselves.
It was like in the before marriage equality, it was like, gay marriage and it's going to cheapen my marriage. How is it going to cheapen your marriage?
I was like, it has nothing to do with you.
So you're more worried.
Get the same tax breaks.
So let me see if I can understand this right. You're more worried that two guys get married or two women get married than you are that 50% of all marriages end in divorce. So what is more likely to cheapen your marriage? Is it these two guys or these two girls that love each other?
And your wife or spouse.
Or so what really big...
I mean, look, it's like, if you're going to be concerned about cheapening marriage, just look at drive-through wedding chapels. I mean... You should be more mad about people getting drunk one night, deciding to get married, getting married, and then getting annulled the next day. Yeah. But even that doesn't affect you. Nobody's marriage affects anybody else.
The church won't meet because they don't want to have the conversation that they weren't right about.
Well, everything. Yeah, I mean, look at how long it took for them, as I reference once again, the excommunication of Galileo.
Yeah, but
I mean, the church can't unless, it's like, oh, we're going to lose significant numbers. We got to change we got to, they come in at the last second to try to be like, oh, just kidding. We're with it the whole time.
Yeah, but but it also, I think for some of them, it also is, it's just a PR campaign, with the Mormon Church.
Because they have to uphold this old-ass belief system that doesn't really align anymore. It's not really, so it's all about maintaining, because then if they lose credibility.
Yeah, and the Mormon Church. The Mormon Church, all very anti-gay, up until Imagine Dragons starts having a concert.
Yeah, but they're still very anti-gay.
Well, they very are, but then they soften their tone. But they're still very anti-gay, but they soften their tone. Oh. And, it's... Okay, so Imagine Dragons, if you're not familiar with them, band, Liz loves them. Biggest band in her life.
Dare you, sir. How dare you.
But the lead singer is Mormon. He's LDS. And so he had he did
yeah,
his
kudos
concert.
for him. He did a whole freaking concert festival. Love
What was
Loud,
it?
Love Loud.
Love Loud. He did Love
It's
Loud.
like, I'll show you, Mormons.
Did Love Loud in Salt Lake City.
Oh, that was a dog bark.
Oh, was it?
It was, Jack barked at something. I don't know what he barked at.
I thought it was a hack.
You thought it was a hack? Oh, like he coughed?
Yeah.
No,
but they did Love Loud and in the shadow of the church. So
the shadow
of the temple in Salt Lake City, and you know,
did they do it in Salt Lake, or did they do it? Or was the first one in Salt Lake, and then because I thought they did it more southern Utah.
They did. Yeah, I think it was Salt Lake, then other places, but then I think each year they had it in Salt Lake somewhere. But it's then the pandemic happened.
Jack says there are currently moderately sized YouTube channels that have more subscribers than Scientology has total members. That's good. Because Scientology is a whole another episode.
I will never understand why anybody wants to control who someone else loves. Yeah, but I mean, it's a control thing. That's what it is. It's power, and it's men, predominantly white men, that are dictating who people can love, how they can dress, what women can do with their bodies.
Let's be honest, this whole country would function and look better if gay men and women were in charge.
But you know, the thing is that's what these people are so fucking scared about. They are scared of that because they think that African Americans are going to treat them the way that they treated African Americans.
Oh yeah, which
they are scared.
They are lucky that they don't prescribe to Hammurabi's code.
Yeah, they are scared that
they'll get their just desserts.
Yeah, that LGBTQ are going to come in and just annul every single straight marriage that there is, which would be great, except for ours. Yeah, you know.
No, you get a pass. We get in.
We got an in.
We got an in.
That women are going to come in and go, every one of you men.
No more Viagra covered by health insurance for one thing.
If you are over the age of 35...
Vasectomy.
There are no questions.
Get a little snip, snip, sizz, sizz.
Snip, snip. Shh, shh. That's what we're going to do. Uh-huh. I think that's what they're scared of. I think that's really what they're scared of.
It's an outpatient procedure. You'll be fine.
You just need to sit on ice for a bit. Yeah, and I think that's what they're scared of. Mm-hmm. Among other things. Mm-hmm. I do think that some of them very much are... They do have...
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about the agenda. They already know about the meetings.
The first rule of LGBTQ is we don't talk about the agenda. Second rule of LGBTQ is we don't talk about the agenda. That's a great movie. I don't know. Like I said in the main show.
And also white women. Stop it. Just stop being dumb. Stop being so fucking dumb.
And
just stop.
And you know what? I'm gonna say right or left. Stop being dumb.
Especially right women. Stop. Why are you being so psycho? You don't need the power and control this way. All right, there's other avenues.
Yeah, and for all you guys on the left,
liberal white women, get fucking vaccinated.
Yeah, seriously,
Jesus.
guys. And vaccines don't cause autism. And
no, data points. The data points reveal autism and go, oh, it's a thing that was here and we didn't really know what it was, but now we can, so let's,
autism
work to make it just a normal thing.
Autism seems to show up at the same time that kids are going through the typical vaccine regimen. It doesn't mean the two are related to each other.
A correlation does
Doesn't
not
mean
equal causation.
Exactly.
But that's also when, kids are starting to show personalities, or, it's these key developmental stages, and of course that's when things get noticed that, oh, this, is a little bit off or whatever, and so that's, because a baby that does nothing but, make weird noises and poop and things, they're not going to show any kind of, they're not at a stage to reveal anything that isn't,
I know, right?
Anyway, we're deep into hangover territory now.
I do have one more thing to say.
One more thing to say on today's Space Gays hangover
is that
Jesus.
Jesus Christ! What? Really? All right. Anyway, so we were speechless for a second, and the whole Jesus Christ really was the comment. Honestly, a friend has had more sex since getting his vasectomy, like 2 to 3 times per day. I feel sorry for the lady. That's a lot. Anyway, so on the very off chance that somebody on the right is listening to this, they aren't. But
on the off chance that someone other than you guys are listening.
If you have a child and your child comes up to you and says that they're gay, they're lesbian, or they're bisexual, or whatever letter they want to present to you, as a parent, as a friend, as somebody who cares about them, you only have one response, and that is, okay, you love them. That's your only response. And I got the greatest text from one of my daughters. I had no idea that Winter was in here. I forgot
Winter was in here.
I got the greatest text from one of my daughters because I was asking her about she has a trans friend, and I was just asking her how they were doing with all just the absolute bullshit that is going on with trans. And Stephanie said that they're doing great, and then I asked, like, how what was the dynamic with the family, because unfortunately a lot of times these young kids, when they come out, they don't have the support system anymore from their family. Because I know I've said this before, is that when you come out and you say, I am whatever it is that you want to put in there, which one of those letters, you have no idea how the other person is going to respond. And it really could be that it is a loving, supportive relationship like I have with you, or it could go very south very quickly, and you all of a sudden no longer have that person in your life. And so I really wanted to know how they were doing. And it turns out that the family situation wasn't good, but what they had was they had a significant other that it really was. But it got the greatest text from Stephanie saying it was later on. It was like a couple hours later. And she said that she knows that she's not, she said that not thankfully, she didn't say thankfully. She said that she's not LGBTQ plus, but she knows that if she was and she were to come out, that she would have been completely accepted. And that's what everybody needs, is for somebody, put your bullshit aside, whether you Jax.
He's whining.
Puppy Jack. Not podcast Jack.
He could be whining, I don't know.
You put your bullshit aside and just accept them and
Mm-hmm.
love them. And I've been very fortunate. I have been very fortunate. I have you. I I mean, your dad doesn't say anything, but your mom sent me a flag the other day. And you know, my parents don't talk about it, but I guess they're okay. They
love you.
Yeah, and I had a great conversation with them
disowned
today.
you.
I just don't talk politics with them, and so you know, and it's you know, I'm fortunate, but I'm not. I'm not. I hope I'm the rule. I'm thinking I might be the exception.
You should always be the rule.
I should always be the rule. And
I don't know if we're at that stage yet in this society.
and you know, nobody should have to hold a go bag.
I know no one should have to be a bag keeper, Jack. But people are lucky to have you, Jack, in your support.
And you know, it's yeah, I mean, it's just quite. But coming out is the hardest thing to do. It took me a long time to come out with you, and I had to have drinks to do it. But it was very hard. I know, Jack.
Don't no. Okay. All right. Let's wrap it up.
No, I'm good.
You good? You
I'm
okay?
good. I'm good. I'm just saying it's hard to do, and that I was very fortunate, and I am very, very.
You're okay.
There was no tears in my eyes.
There was. Oh my.
No, there was not.
This close. This close. You were getting
No,
a little verklempt. Oh, that's good.
Hey, what about me? Like, I'm sorry, it was a text that your mom sent Jack. What about me?
Because we said they're lucky. His friends are lucky.
Oh, I
to have him
know.
with
I
the
know.
go bag.
I know.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. I think we're gonna wrap it up
Yeah.
because we got some Diablo to play.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were gonna have a movie now. I got to decide what movie.
Oh yeah, you gotta think back because it's Father's Day.
Oh
on
yeah,
this episode.
and I don't think I said it. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all the daddies out there.
Whether you are a father to fur babies or human fur babies,
Or just,
or
just
you're
a daddy.
a single mom who had to play the role of both. Happy Father's Day.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see everybody in a couple of weeks.
When we get high in the sky for July.
Hey, that's good. That's good. Definitely check out, follow us on all the things. And
we got some shots coming at you.
We got shots, and I do want to say Happy Pride,
Happy Pride.
especially to all my LGBTQ plus brothers and sisters out there. Happy Pride.
And theys. They can't all be brothers and sisters.
And theys. Yes, that's actually true. That's a very old school way of doing it. But I was old school in the 80s. So
there you go.
And thank you.
Oh, Katie, you're gonna be in the Bay Area in 2 weeks. What? All right, it's fine.
But also, thank you to all the allies out there. We couldn't be here without you. Cheers.
Happy to help.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Now give me a second while I manually go to end the stream. If I can find my mouse, because we're professionals here. And scene.